So as we get started, let me just say, my name is Robbie O'Brien, lead pastor at Salty Church, which is just through the trees over that way. It is my honor to help lead for a few minutes today as we are here, obviously, to honor the life of and to say goodbye to Miss Patty Culler. And so we want to commemorate this time and just spend a few minutes in this. And I think my hope is that this will give you another sense of especially for family and friends, a sense of peace as we recognize her life. So if you would, if it's all right, I'm going to start out with a prayer, and then we'll get going. So God, as we mourn this life that is no longer with us, we are aching from a void that has been created in our hearts. So we lift up our sadness and our grief to you. So Lord, as we ask that you would comfort us in pain and bring us in abundance your gentle, healing mercy. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. It can be extremely difficult, especially as the one who we have lost may be close to you. Even if it wasn't. If you're just here in support, first of all, thank you. But in these moments, we are asked maybe to think about life, think about eternity. And I want to just give you a sense of hope in this, because while this is difficult, we also have a strong indication and a strong hope that this life is not all, that there is more. In fact, Paul writes in 1 Corinthians 6:15, he says, death has been swallowed up in victory. And I love that word victory. In other words, death doesn't get to win. Death has been swallowed up in victory. So he says, so, death, your victory is done. So where is your sting? Which I think might be a rhetorical question, because the sting of death is often just what we feel in our loss. So then Paul goes on and says, so we thank God because he gives us this victory through Jesus, and he gives us a hope for more. And so in this moment, as we recognize a life lost, that we do fix our thoughts on what else and what's more. So as we say goodbye, it reminds us of some things, many things. First of all, we live in a broken world, as we know. It's a broken, messed up world. So as we say goodbye, it reminds us that also that life is a gift. It's a gift that we have every day. To celebrate, we have to make the most of each day, because we don't really know when the last one will come. So as we say goodbye, it also reminds us that we need each other. And in difficult days, some days are more difficult than others, we need each other, which is why we are, of course, grateful that you are here. We need each other in times like this. And so we gather together to say goodbye, and we recognize the fragile, temporary nature of this life. And we have that hope for more. And again, like John writes, do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God, also trust in me, as Jesus says these words. He goes on and says, there is more than enough room in my Father's home. If this were not so, I would not have told you that I'm going to go prepare a place for you. So when everything is ready, I will come and get you, so that you always will be where I am. So we have that sense, we have that imagery, he's going to prepare a place for us. And as I'm thinking about that in this place, about what's more, I don't know that there's any golf clubs in heaven. But in all of eternity, surely, maybe, there's a golf club within walking distance of the beach, right?
Yes.
I'm counting on that. In fact, I don't know that there's any mention of, because we're here, just the setting, right? I don't know if there's any mention of even golf in the Bible, except 2 Timothy 4 does say, he's like, in terms of golf course, he says, I have fought the good fight and I have finished the course. So at the end of the life, it's like I finished the course. And I just couldn't help but think that, because Miss Patty and Lee are doing well in this moment. And I imagine it's on a 19th tee, right? At the end of the course, hanging out, they're doing fine. They're doing well. So here we are, though, the ones having to cope with loss. And so we gather together and we consider these things. We comfort each other along the way. And I want to spend a few minutes doing that. In fact, the rest of our time will be really focused on that. And Scriptures does, of course, give us practical help along the way and gives us direction. Where in Philippians 4, Paul writes, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true and noble and right and pure and lovely, whatever is admirable, whatever is excellent or praiseworthy, let's think about these things. As he says, whenever we do, then the God of peace will be with you. So in other words, in difficult days, and in tragedy especially, our minds wander and sometimes it gets dark and difficult. Paul reminds us, spend some time focused on whatever is lovely, admirable, pure, and noble. So we are going to do that. For a few minutes, there'll be a few that will speak, and we'll. In fact, the word eulogy means to speak well of, and we do that in a time like this because it gives us peace. So we need to do it, and I'm going to invite you to participate.
Frank's back is with Mom coming out, and she opens the door and she said, "Well, are you coming?" And she had just told Frank she was getting in the shower, and he was like, "My best friend's mother is asking me to come get in the shower with her." And he's like, "I don't know what to do, I'm ironing." And he turns around slowly, and the cat was there. Of course, Mom loves the cat. So she was asking the cat to come into the bedroom and the shower with her. So that was the rest of Kathy's video. It's a beautiful video. I do have it.
She stopped that video.
Oh, I know Mom stopped it. Or Kathy did, one of them did. So that's the rest of that story.
From Tampa, Florida. My husband and I, Wes, moved from Ormond in 1983, and we left there, and it's been so nice today to reconnect with old friends and Stacy's family. Unbelievable. We're honored that everybody is here for Pat's celebration.
Get closer, get closer.
Yeah, real close.
Yeah.
I met Pat and Lee in 1967. Wes and Lee were in the Army Reserves together, and Pat worked at GE. I always admired Pat's long, black, beautiful hair, shiny. She conditioned with mayonnaise, by the way. Her long, gorgeous nails. She was always dressed to the nines, very professionally, in a prissy way. We became very good friends and had a lifetime of happy memories. From traveling together, new homes, pet birthday parties before children, and then the babies. Stacy, you're your mom and dad's perfect daughter, and they were so proud of you, Natalie, Riles, and Matt. They loved you beyond words. When Stacy asked me to say something and keep it light, one memory that came to mind happened on Neptune and the Oceanside Country Club golf course. We were visiting Pat and Lee, and Wes and Lee went to play golf, and Pat and I decided to go to the beach. And we did that, and as we were coming down the approach, we said, "Oh, the guys should be coming up." And sure enough, we saw them come up in the cart, and we hid behind the bushes, and we said, "We'll flash them." So we waited so that nobody would see us. This is true. Nobody would see us, and they were teeing off to get in the cart. We're there. They drive right by. Never saw us. So we laughed so hard. We were in tears. So that's one story that I can recall.
I think Riley's blushing.
So we continue to have so much fun over 53 years, visiting each other, sharing our love for cats. All end up with just 6 best friends. And the qualities of a best friend are they are kind, they are generous, they're loyal, they're honest, and they're fun-loving. And that definitely checked the boxes on all of those. I never realized how much I would miss Pat and how much I loved her until she was gone. But we're all comforted knowing that she's with Lee and they're together again. So let's all celebrate a life well lived. We'll miss you, Patty, too, and love you.
First, thank you guys for coming. It means so much to me and the family. I'm going to try to keep it together. A couple funny stories that I have. The day before Mom passed away in the hospital, Natalie came home from St. Pete, and we were all together, the 3 of us were together. and watching football. Of course, he's a Seminole fan, she was the Gator fan, and those two were, rivaling against each other. But I asked my mom when I knew it was time for her to go if she would show me some signs. And I said, Mom, I need signs. And she said, what do you need signs? I said, Dad comes to me in Cardinals. And she's like, oh, all right. And he interjects and says, well, my dad shows me signs in dimes. Catherine, dimes, not death. And personal joke. And she said, well, I'll do my best. I mean, whatever. She thought I was crazy. Thank you. And I said, dimes will work. And so Mom passed away the next morning. We go out to the hospital and doing everything. Well, I come home and I'm a basket case running around the house, laundry, this, that. He said, whoa, slow down. Let's just open a bottle of champagne and go sit in the hot tub. 7 a.m. I'm like, okay. It's rainy, it's drizzly, it was a nasty day. And we walked out to the hot tub, and what was on the papers were 2 dimes. Hence why there's 2 dimes on every table, because it's not on the box. Anyway, I have dimes that I want to share with all of you when you leave in a jar that I would like for everybody to take to just keep Patty with you and always have near you.
Wow, that's hard to follow. Shortly after Lee passed away, I was on the board of governors for the bar, and Stacy and I were going on a trip to Nashville, and so we asked Patty. She was obviously sad, lonely, and we asked Patty if she'd like to go with us. So
She didn't like to leave the cat.
she didn't want to leave the cats. We took care of that. Got someone to help out with that. So anyway, she tagged along and we went to Nashville. We had a great time in Nashville. I'm sure you've all been there. It's a spectacular place. Excuse me, lots of fun things to do. So we spent all day. This was probably a Saturday. We spent all day downtown Nashville. We walked around. We went to all the honky-tonk bars. We drank the drinks that you're supposed to drink and listened to the music you're supposed to do. Had a really good time. And so we get back to the hotel. We were staying at this really cool resort in downtown Nashville. Maybe called the Grand Station or something if you're familiar with it. But anyway, it's a really neat place. And so we get back and it's pretty late. We had lunch out and dinner out. So we get back, and of all people, Stacy says, "I'm tired." And she's the one that's always on the gas. But anyway, Stacy says she was tired, so Stacy asked for the key to the room, and she goes upstairs. And Patty said, "Well, I'm not tired. We should sit at this cool bar and have a cocktail. This craft cocktail bar at this place in Nashville." So Patty and I sat down and we ordered these cocktails, and we're enjoying the cocktails, and Stacy goes to bed. So Mimi, Patty, looks at me and says, "Man, there's something going on outside. What's going on in that patio? We should go out there." I said, "I don't know what's going on out there. I'm happy sitting here with my cocktail. Why are we doing a good thing and go outside?" She said, "I think we should go." So, all right. So we settle up with the bartender. We walk outside. There's 150, 200, maybe 250 people standing around. They're all dressed up really nice. We're not. We've been in downtown Nashville walking around. We're sweaty. We smell like the honky-tonk bars. And we're standing there. I said, "Patty, I think we're in the middle of a wedding reception." And she says, "No, you gotta be kidding me." I said, "No, look around. I mean, the bride is right there. You can see what's going on." We're basically surrounded by people because Mimi kept walking further into the depths of this crowd. I said, "Mimi, we gotta get the hell out of here." She looks at me and she goes, "Hell no, we're dancing."
Meanwhile, I wake up 2 hours later and I'm like, where's Matt and Mom? And I call him and he's like, I can't hear you. We're at our wedding reception. I'm like, what? That's a good one. You got one more story? Nope. Okay. So, that was your name. Come in. Okay. I found something. Want to come see me? But it meant a lot to me. I probably won't get all the way through it, but help me if I need it. You can shed tears because they're gone, or you can smile because they live. You can close your eyes and pray they will come back, or you can open your eyes and see all that they've left for you. Your heart can be empty because you can't see them, or you can be full of love that you shared. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live in yesterday, or you can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember only that they are gone, or you can cherish their memory and let it live on. You can cry and close your mind and feel empty, or you can do what they would want, smile, open your heart, love, and go on. I just felt like that was a very, Mom asked us not to do anything. The three of us were there at the hospital, and she said, don't do anything for me. I don't want a funeral. I don't want a celebration of life. And she said, yeah, and she said, oh, and by the way, I have in my file folder a file labeled death. And I'm like, oh, Mom, no. And she's like, I've already written my obituary. Of course you have. So anyway, she really asked. She said, I don't want anything. And she said, I don't want you guys to be put out or spend the money. Or yada yada. I said, I'm not spending my money. We're going to spend your money. So here's to Patty. Here's to her life. And we miss her terribly. And thank you guys. You guys are all special to me in every way. Oh, I don't remember. You tell it. That's okay. You tell it.
Well, when we were in the hospital saying goodbye, there was flowers.
Oh yeah.
A lot of flowers. And it was like the second day maybe. She got mad. She didn't like how the flowers looked. So she yelled at him, Matt, would you just move those flowers? Why are they like that?
She matched where, yeah, she just was very particular with me.
It was really funny. She was still laughing until the day.
Yeah, she's laughed. You want to say it? No? All right, well, guys, I appreciate everybody coming. I'm going to put the dimes out there. I'd love for everyone to grab one, put it in their back pocket, put it in their wallet. I just hold it close to your heart, because anytime you see a dime, it's small. Have fun, celebrate.
This is from Beth Wilkinson, who most of you probably know, but Beth is Lee Culler's youngest sister. Because of health reasons, Tom and I are unable to be here with you. We're disappointed. We wanted to celebrate Pat's life with all of you. The first time that I met Pat was when Lee brought her to Orangeburg to attend the Carolina Cup in Camden, South Carolina. It is supposed to be a horse race, but in reality, it's a huge outdoor cocktail party. Not only is it a cocktail party, but it's also a fashion show. Pat, you were dressed to the nines, wearing tall, spiked heels. You looked beautiful. After you two got married, you turned Lee into Mr. Clean, which from stories I have heard of him while he was in college was a far cry from being Mr. Clean. When we visited, one did not dare place their purse just any place. Lee would move it to a designated spot. Shoes came off at the front door. You did a great turnaround on him from his single days. You said when you first met him, he would use the same bacon grease in the frying pan for several weeks. I love the story you told me about the night Lee had gone to watch Monday Night Football. He was late getting home. So being the clever person you were, every time he turned off the alarm system, you would turn it back on. Apparently that went on for several minutes. You finally decided to let him in the house. What a great Pat idea. Every summer, my two girls, Marlo and Ginger, and myself would come to visit you and Lee. You were always gracious to us, taking us to the beach, to the oceanside pool. Those were special memories. The two of you loved coming to our house in Edisto in South Carolina. We loved when the two of you visited. How wonderful of you two driving all the way to South Carolina Beach when you lived just a few blocks from your own beach. We loved having y'all there, and Pat, we love that you continued to come even after Lee was gone. Happy memories. I'll miss seeing your shoulders shaking up and down when you laugh. And we did have some good laughs. Pat, I feel so blessed that I've had you as a family member and a sister. I never had my own, just 3 older brothers. I told Tom recently that I was mad at you. Of course, he asked why. I said because she left. She wasn't supposed to go yet. I can't read it. I'm getting there. I truly miss you, but I can't be too angry because you and Lee are together again. Just as you should be. We love you, Pat. Or should we use your nickname, Fat?
Because she was guinea pig.
To this day, I don't know how that nickname came about, except that it rhymes with Pat. You even signed your birthday cards Fat. Pat, we'll see you again. Save me a place in heaven. Much love and many hugs. Minute. Thank you, everybody. This really means a lot to Stacy and the kids. We appreciate your friendship, your generosity, your support. Thank you, Robbie. You're fantastic. Thank you to the staff at Oceanside, and let's enjoy it. Well, I think we got an hour and 15 minutes on Pat's time. So cheers.